Hi, everybody. I'm Brittany Lewis, a breaking news reporter here at Forbes. Joining me now is Jersey City Mayor Steve Fulop. Mayor, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
I see that you're in a car right now, and I think that's really indicative to what we're talking about today because it is not a good day to be a commuter if you are in New Jersey. The Union for NJ Transit's engineers, the Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers and Trainmen, walked off the job on Friday over pay disputes. And this strike means that the country's third largest rail service came to a grinding halt as of today. So to start off the conversation, what is your reaction to what has happened in NJ Transit?
Well, let me just say that I think it's an example of how transportation is broken in New Jersey. I mean, we had the airport issues over the last couple of weeks, and now it just adds to it. But it puts a tremendous strain on the entire state. But, here in Jersey City, people may not realize that when you have buses coming from Morris County and bringing commuters to take the PATH system here in Jersey City, the PATH system's already at capacity. So it doesn't have a lot more space where you could handle all these New Jersey Transit riders. So it's a major issue, and we really need a resolution soon. And I think there's validity to the argument that people should be compensated based on their peers in Long Island or Connecticut or Pennsylvania.
And for those who don't know, I am in Jersey City right now. I work in Jersey City. That's where the Forbes studio is. The path is essentially the subway to get from New Jersey and then into Manhattan. And so that is not affected, but all of NJ Transit is. And I want to talk about what Governor Murphy has said about this. He said he wants the union to come back to the negotiating table in good faith. Our doors are open. They will remain open. And he also said that it did not have to come to this, and that in March, NJ Transit's president, Chris Clory, and Blet reps, they are, Blet is the union that is striking. They essentially shook hands on a deal, and then he said this, quote, "But now, just a couple of months later, a small handful of locomotive engineers have walked off of the job and shut down our entire transit system." He called this a mess of their own making, meaning the unions, and it is a slap in the face of every commuter and worker who relies on NJ Transit. What do you make of how Governor Murphy has handled this situation so far?
Look, I think these people have been without a contract for 5 years. So I hear what Governor Murphy is saying, that a strike was unnecessary at this moment in time. But both sides have had 5 years to resolve this, and it shouldn't get to this sort of situation. So look, we need a resolution. We can't have the governor being passive, waiting for Blet to come back. I think they need to get back in a room. And the reality of the situation is that it's an expensive place to live, New Jersey, and compensating people fairly relative to their peer group is really important.
And this was not out of the blue. This was a real possibility that this strike was going to happen. People have been preparing for it for a few days. What do you think Governor Murphy should have done? Because as you said, New Jersey commuters really rely on NJ Transit to get in and out of the city, to get in and around the state. What should have been done here? So today, what's on NJ Transit's website and what Governor Murphy echoed is, if you can stay home, don't commute, work from home.
Yeah.
What more should have been done here?
Look, I think the reality is that you need to get more revenue into New Jersey Transit. So the state had an opportunity to work with New York on congestion pricing, and we ended up passing on that. That was $100 million plus that could have gone to New Jersey. I think you had opportunities around the corporate business tax that was implemented last year, missed opportunity. So the reality of the situation is, I hear you, or the governor, but I think that this is resolvable and shouldn't have gotten here after 5 years of not having a contract.
And this has the potential to impact 350,000 commuters.
Yeah.
You're the mayor of Jersey City, and where Jersey City is, it is right across the river from Manhattan. People are commuting, like myself, in and out of Jersey City to go to work. What are you doing right now to ensure that the least amount of commuters are affected as possible so that people's commutes are seamless in and out of Jersey City, in and around the state, and back and forth from work?
Look, we have a microtransit system here that's unaffiliated with New Jersey Transit, so we're going to expand the ridership around that of where they can go. So helping people that are leaving Jersey City for other parts of New Jersey for their occupation. And then secondly, we're going to do our best to manage buses that are coming in from elsewhere in the state, commuter buses that are dropping people at the PATH system. That's part of the New Jersey Transit plan. But the PATH system, again, being the subway that goes across to New York. But that system, if you are in it in the morning, it is close to capacity. So it is very, very difficult to manage. And hopefully we get a resolution soon.
And Governor Murphy has wanted to deal with NJ Transit, has wanted to have a transportation solution for his entire tenure as governor. I mean, you're running
Yeah.
for governor. What do you make of how he's handled transportation in New Jersey, and what would you do differently?
He's done a lot of good things and some mediocre things. I think that New Jersey Transit isn't a highlight of his tenure. And there's a lot of things that could have been done and that still should be done by the next governor. Number one is you need a dedicated revenue source. I said to you, congestion pricing is the opportunity to work with New York around that. I think there's some infrastructure improvements that need to be done. The privatization of the buses. I mean, there's a lot of work to do on New Jersey Transit, but it starts with getting more money dedicated to the system, and just New Jersey hasn't done a good job around that.
And how would you deal with the union? Let's say you're governor. Where's the compromise to make the union feel like they're being paid fairly, they're being paid adequately for their work, but also not putting this extra burden on the commuter, raising prices, that type of thing?
Well, look, I think that I'm not in the room today, so I can't speak to all of that, but I think there is validity to being compensated in the region at a similar situation. It doesn't have to be identical to the Long Island Railroad, but there is an argument and merit to the conversation around it's an expensive place to live in Long Island or New York, and New Jersey is very similar to that. And so I think that that starting point should be something that's contemplated. The difference is very large today, and I think that's the crux of the argument. So you need more money into the system, but you do need to be able to attract new employees, and you do that by having good pay packages and benefits.
There's a few concerts that people are really concerned about that they're not going to be able to get to. Shakira, Beyonce. People are also concerned, obviously, getting in and out of the city, getting in and around the state, going to work. What are your constituents
Yeah.
saying? I mean, how much is this impacting their everyday life?
Look, I think today was the first day and people are trying to work from home. I think if this extends to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's going to be a totally different animal. And you'll see a lot more anger and rage at the government, both sides, if it continues. So today was the first day. I think people are frustrated, but understand. I think if it goes through the weekend and continues Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're going to have a different type of sentiment in New Jersey.
And I mean, I don't need to tell you, you're in New Jersey, you understand just how much people rely on NJ Transit. I mean, Governor Murphy says he wants that the unions come to the table. Is there talks? Do you know anything about them trying to come to a compromise anytime soon? I mean, does it look like these are at a total standstill? Come Monday, are you expecting commuters to have to find an alternate route?
Yeah, on that front, I can't really comment on it. So I couldn't tell you where they are in the conversation. Like I said, I mean, I think we all hope that both sides are proactive over the next couple days and get something done before Monday. Because if it extends to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's going to be a problem.
And Mayor, do you have any advice for your constituents, for the people of New Jersey, specifically in Jersey City too?
Look, I think that the governor said it right. You know, hopefully today people work from home, and hopefully the governor gets to work over the next couple days and resolves this, and we go from there.
Mayor Steve Fulop, thank you so much for joining me. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.